Unlock the hidden doors of prosperity while you sleep. Discover the sacred journey to abundance. I never expected a single dream to change everything, but there I was, lying awake in my small, cluttered room, heart racing, doubt cascading through me like a heavy tide. The weight of each unanswered question pressed against my chest, suffocating and relentless. I was searching, desperate for a sign, anything to guide me toward a life beyond the mundane. The night outside whispered secrets as the moon cast silvery beams through my window. I could almost hear the rustle of leaves in the wind, as if nature itself was urging me to listen. Deep in my soul, something flickered. An energy hummed around me, the quiet pulse of the universe. I had always been drawn to the mystical. It was as if I could feel invisible ties to realms beyond my understanding. I closed my eyes, hoping for clarity, but only shadows danced behind my eyelids. What if the key to my abundance lay in unlocking the hidden doors of my own fears? What if in those dark spaces, prosperity awaited? I imagined a doorway, shimmering and out of reach, the air thick with promise. My breath quickened. I wondered if those who dared to dream ever found their paths illuminated by such visions. Would I join them? Or was I destined to remain lost in my doubts? Tension hung heavy in the air. Mystical moments wrapped around my mind. Time felt malleable as I slipped between realms, confusion mixing with hope. I could almost taste its sweetness of opportunities to come. But would I be brave enough to chase them? A flicker of doubt crossed my mind, leaving a tightness in my throat. Suddenly, I caught a glimpse of a flicker of golden light, darting past the edge of my vision. Was it a dream? A sign? My heart raced with the thrill of the unknown. As the night deepened, an overwhelming question lingered in my mind. Would I find the courage to step through that mysterious door, or would I stay in the shadows of my own uncertainty? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon. And while you're there, smash that like button, it really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. The dawn broke slowly, announcing a new chapter that felt both exhilarating and daunting. As light filtered through the window, a gentle warmth enveloped me, contrasting sharply with the chill of uncertainty that had settled during the night. I could still hear the whisper of the leaves outside, but now it bore a different toneless haunting, more beckoning. Perhaps today was the day I would gather the courage to pursue the shimmering promise I had glimpsed in the shadows. After a quick breakfast, I stepped outside, letting the crisp air fill my lungs. It was as if the universe conspired to welcome me, each gust of wind swirling around me, cradling my spirit. I wandered without purpose at first, letting my feet carry me toward the local park, where live oaks stretched their limbs skyward, dressed in coats of vibrant green. This was a place I had come to find solace in. The rustling leaves and chirping birds felt like old friends, offering encouragement just when I needed it. As I settled on a worn bench under the shade of one such oak, I realized how often I had overlooked the signs that surrounded me. Often, the answers to my questions lay not in grand epiphanies but in the smallest of moments. I closed my eyes, letting the sound of nature flow over me, hoping to piece together the fragments of my recent dreams. Almost as if in response, a flutter of wings caught my attention, and a small blue jay landed on the branch right above me. The vibrant bird looked down, its sharp gaze piercing into the depths of my thoughts. In many cultures, blue jays are symbols of clarity, intelligence, and fearlessness, a blend of qualities I knew I needed. Could this be a sign? A manifestation of the courage I sought? I grabbed my journal from my bag, compelled to document this moment. Each stroke of the pen felt like an invocation, a way of acknowledging my desire for growth and transformation. Suddenly, an older woman ambled toward the bench, her gait steady and purposeful. She had a kind smile, and her presence radiated warmth. "Mind if I sit here?" she asked, her voice like a soft melody. I gestured for her to join me, intrigued by the serendipity of the encounter that we exchanged pleasantries, and I found myself sharing the essence of my current journey, the doubts, the dreams, and the allure of that elusive door. As I spoke, her expression shifted from mere amusement to genuine understanding. She leaned closer, her eyes twinkling, and recounted her own journey through abundance and transformation. You know, she said thoughtfully, sometimes those hidden doors we seek are simply reflections of the doors we need to open within ourselves. Her words lingered, sparked a light of recognition within me. I pondered how often I had sought external expressions of abundance while neglecting the inner journeys waiting to be explored. What could possibly lie within, unfurling like petals in the dawn's light? She spoke of her own fears and how embracing them led her to a path of significance, a life painted with experiences richer than she had imagined. Before departing, she placed her hand gently on mine, her grip firm yet comforting. Stay open, you never know what other signs might appear when you're courageously stepping through your shadows. Watching her walk away, I felt a rush of clarity flood through me. This meeting, like the blue jay, seemed to resonate with purpose, as if the universe had orchestrated this moment to guide me. But why now? Was I truly ready to delve into those shadowed corners of myself, to embrace the complexity of my fears and desires? With each breath, I imagined the door ahead of me not a physical entryway, but a portal to deeper understanding. I could feel the yearning intensifying within, an echo of possibility resonating against the walls of my heart. Would I dare to unlock that door inside, to confront the fears that lay hidden? Would I choose to illuminate the mysteries that awaited in the darkness, knowing the journey itself might manifest abundance in unexpected ways? As the sun began its descent, casting golden hues across the park, I found myself at a crossroads, contemplating the strength I possessed to embrace uncertainty while shying away from it. An unanswered question loomed large in my mind: how would I recognize the hidden doors of my own soul when each step forward required me to dive deeper into the shadows? The next morning dawned with an ethereal mist hanging low over the ground, transforming the familiar landscape into a dreamlike tableau. I felt called to return to the park, perhaps in search of the blue jay or a further sign, but more so, to delve deeper into the rich soil of my own introspection. Wrapped in layers against the cool morning, I ventured out with a renewed sense of purpose, my heart beating a steady rhythm of hopeful anticipation. The air was thick with the scent of dew-soaked earth as I made my way down the park trail. Everything around me seemed enhanced by the lingering mist, the towering trees loomed like guardians of wisdom, and the path beneath my feet felt unsteady yet imbued with possibility. I focused on the sensations swirling within me, anxiety of unanswered questions mingling with the thrill of potential discovery. Reaching the same worn bench, I took my seat, feeling the energy from a nearby patch of wildflowers draw me in. Their colors flickered against the gray backdrop, a reminder that beauty often thrives in surprising places. As I sat, a whisper of introspection crept in, nudging me to listen more closely to what the universe might reveal next. Moments passed as I watched the mist dissipate, revealing the various colors of the world around me. A butterfly flitted past, its delicate wings beating in a dance that seemed choreographed by an unseen force. In that moment, my thoughts wandered to the stories of transformation I had heard. The metamorphosis of a caterpillar into a butterfly echoed the shifts I felt within myself. What if this journey I was on required time, patience, and the recognition that beauty unfolds gradually? Gazing into the distance, I noticed a reflection in the shimmering pond nearby, a mirror of fluid glass where the trees swayed and the sky kissed the water's surface. Approaching, I knelt beside the pond, peering intently into the depths. This act felt more intimate than it had any right to be. What was I truly seeking? The question pulsed within me, urging me to confront what lay beneath the surface of my existence. As I concentrated, vivid memories and emotions flowed back like whispers, accompanied by a sense of vulnerability I could no longer ignore. The doubts that crowded my mind began to take shape, a mosaic of moments that defined my hesitation, shaping both my fears and my desires. Each fragment was a ripple in the water, elusive yet tangible. Suddenly, in the reflective silence, a gentle voice rippled through my thoughts. It was not just the whisper of the wind but a deeper call, one that reminded me of the enigmatic woman's words about opening doors within. What doors had I neglected? What narratives had I woven around my fears that concealed the profound revelations? Gone was the secluded discomfort, vulnerability now felt like a doorway waiting to be pushed open. I recalled my yearning to paint my life with the colors of abundance, yet there I was apprehensive, hesitant. It became clear that abundance stretched beyond mere possessions, it thrived on experiences, connections, and dare I say, on courage in the face of vulnerability. I stood, letting the sunlight break through the final remnants of mist, filling the air with renewed warmth. I could feel a stirring within, a promise that there was more to discover. Driven by curiosity and hope, I began to walk the curve of the pond, setting intentions with each step. What if I allowed myself to fully inhabit these moments, to embrace whatever emotions arose without judgment? As I walked, I contemplated the nature of my fears, recognizing them not as barriers but as necessary companions in this sacred journey. The sun glimmered, illuminating a fine line where water met land, a potent reminder that each shadow I faced held the potential for light, and yet, as I settled into this newfound awareness, a question persisted, one less about the path ahead and more about what was brewing beneath. Was I ready to nurture this awakened courage, to embrace the uncomfortable truth that illumination often springs from the very depths of darkness? With that thought swirling in the air, mingling with the gentle sounds of nature, I found solace in the uncertainty, but a deeper resolve began to take root within me, a quiet desire to unearth not just abundance but also the wisdom hidden within the uncharted corners of my soul. The warmth of the sun encompassed me as I continued to wander around the pond. Each step felt lighter, as though the earth beneath my feet was harmonizing with a rhythm only I could hear. I noticed the sounds more acutely. The rustling leaves whispered secrets above, while the gentle lapping of water at the shore played a soothing melody. It drew me further into a more profound understanding of my surroundings. Suddenly, my thoughts were interrupted by the sight of an old oak tree that stood proudly at the edge of the clearing. Its gnarled branches beckoned me, their silhouette defined against the sky a living testament to resilience. I approached it with reverence, feeling an instinctual need to place my palm against its rugged bark. The texture was rough yet familiar, as if it held the stories of countless seasons past, much like the narratives coursing through my own veins. Kneeling there, a soft breeze caressed my face as I closed my eyes, welcoming the presence of the ancient being beside me. What wisdom lay hidden in its resilience? I envisioned the years of storms it had weathered, the trials it had endured, only to emerge each spring adorned with fresh leaves and blossoms. How often had I wished for instant transformation, for my own growth to resemble the swift fluttering of a butterfly, unaware of the patience and nurturing needed to foster change. Opening my eyes, I observed the delicate dance of a family of squirrels darting up and down the tree. Their playful antics ignited a spark of joy within me. I realized that abundance is also found in the lightness of movement, in moments that cause laughter to bubble up unexpectedly. It was a reminder that life, with its unpredictability, is best savored in the present moment. Where joy resides, curiosity led me to examine the forest floor, where an array of mushrooms peeked through the underbrush. The vibrant colors caught my eye, and I felt a sudden urge to crouch once again. As I made my way closer, I recalled that mushrooms often emerge from decay, thriving in places that seem barren. They became a potent metaphor for transformation. Perhaps the darkness of my own experiences had the potential to nurture new growth within me. What did it mean to embrace the cycles of life, the blend of shadow and light? I pondered this deeply, feeling the weight of my previous unanswered questions shift shape. Could it be that nurturing abundance required the acceptance of cycles, including endings that often feel painful yet are necessary for rebirth? Just then, a soft sound pulled my attention back to the present. The rustle of leaves overhead soon resolved into the gentle cooing of a dove. It seemed to echo the themes of peace and acceptance I had been contemplating. I followed the sound and was led toward a small grove where the light shone brilliantly, filtered through the branches overhead. There, beneath the leafy canopy, I sat in quiet meditation, drawn in by the harmony of the moment. As tranquility enveloped me, visions began to emerge. I saw a pathway lined with doors of varying colors and designs, all waiting for me to unlock them. Each door bore an inscription, hinting at a facet of my inner self: courage, love, healing. The imagery flashed before me like a kaleidoscope, evoking a sense of wonder and trepidation alike. What lay behind these doors? What opportunities awaited my conscious exploration? With each breath, I felt a quiet challenge accompanied by a flicker of excitement. Would I step forward and discover what was behind these thresholds? The sensation of vulnerability lingered, a companion urging me to open those doors. I began to recognize that with every choice, I had the power to ignite new paths toward abundance, not only for myself but also for the world radiating around me. As I emerged from meditation, clarity washed over me. I realized that abundance would never come solely through external forces or luck. It arises from within, cultivated through awareness, intent, and connection. I envisioned the intertwining of lives and stories, each moment precious and unique. Yet, as I stood, a lingering question floated to the surface, reminiscent of my initial doubts. What if some of the doors were filled with shadows and uncertainty, with lessons that might be difficult to embrace? With the sun beginning its descent, casting a golden hue across the landscape, I walked away from the grove, my heart buoyed by the possibility of what lay ahead. The echoes of the dove's call resonated in my mind, fusing with the realization that unlocking the hidden doors would require not just courage but compassion for my fears. The journey was far from over, and as I made my way back, I contemplated what it truly meant to lean into this abundance. Would I allow myself to walk through those doors, embracing both the light and the dark, to reveal the full spectrum of my spiritual potential? As twilight began to weave its intricate patterns across the sky, I found myself drawn back to the pond's edge. The water now mirrored the hues of dusk, purples and deep blues merging into a canvas painted by the setting sun. The questions from earlier danced in my mind, swirling with the gentle wind that whispered through the reeds, urging me to explore further. Perched on a mossy stone, I allowed contemplation to settle within me. The resonance of the oak tree's presence lingered, and I wondered how many visitors had come before me, seeking solace and wisdom in its embrace. Beneath its sprawling branches, did others also wonder about the doors they hesitated to open? Each visit, a step toward self-discovery, but were they met with the same fear and anticipation I felt? With these thoughts spiraling into a gentle inward journey, a flicker of movement caught my eye. A small creature, an opossum, emerged from the thicket, its soft gray fur glimmering in the fading light. My heart warmed at its cautious curiosity. It paused, sniffing the evening air, embodying the delicate balance of instinct and curiosity I, too, sought in this exploration of self. I sat still, mesmerized by its presence. The opossum shifted nearer and then, abruptly, darted away at the slightest sound. It was a testament to the instinctual response that often governs our actions, fear propelling us to retreat from the unknown. I felt my heart tug at the contrast between my longing to step boldly through the doors of potential and the instinct to hold back, to stay cloaked in the safety of familiarity. Taking a deep breath, I gently closed my eyes once more, welcoming the lesson in stillness. Visions of the doors returned, bright and inviting, yet each was tethered to emotions reminiscent of shadow-soft loss, regret, unhealed wounds. Was it possible that embracing these specters could transform them into something nurturing? I could feel the paradox in my chaste eagerness to open each door and an instinctive fear rooted in the past. Just then, a sudden rustle interrupted my thoughts. I opened my eyes to see a firefly flickering nearby, its light pulsing through the gloom like a heartbeat. As it danced in the cool air, I realized that even the smallest spark could guide us through the darkness. What if, like that tiny luminescent creature, I too could find clarity amid uncertainty, illuminating pathways that seemed daunting before? As the night deepened, the firefly continued to flicker, a beacon of hope that resonated with my inner struggles. I began to breathe more deeply, envisioning myself enveloped in a warm, golden light. I felt inspired to step not only towards the potential of growth but also to embrace the lessons buried within my fears, realizing they too held their own kind of abundance. Emerging from the pond's edge, I reflected on the opossum's timid response to the world around it and the illuminating dance of the firefly. In embracing the unknown, I might discover that vulnerability did not signal weakness, rather, it could harbor the gentlest strength. Each step forward, each decision to face discomfort, meant opening a door to something transformative. As I walked away from the pond, my heart attuned to the whispers of the forest, I couldn't shake the impending realization. With each choice I faced, every door I might unlock lay laced with shadows that yearned for acknowledgement and healing. What wisdom would they offer if I had the courage to usher them into the light? Feeling the weight of unknowing, a poignant question simmered within me. Could it be that true prosperity exists not in avoiding darkness but in embracing it, transforming our fears into illuminating guides on the sacred journey toward abundance? The journey continued, and so too did the unfolding of mysteries yet uncovered. The moon hung high, casting its silver glow across the landscape as I ventured deeper into the embrace of the woods. Each step resonated with a newfound clarity, embodying a silent promise to remain open to the magic that lay ahead. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and pine, a fragrant reminder that nature often served as a mirror, reflecting the complexities of my inner world. As I wandered further, I was met with the gentle rustle of leaves above me, a symphony of whispers guiding me forward. It felt as though the trees were engaged in a conversation, sharing stories of resilience and renewal. I paused, placing my hand against the rough bark of an ancient pine, feeling its heartbeat echo in the stillness. The wisdom of the forest reached out, reminding me that every living thing is intertwined in a tapestry woven from time and experience. In the distance, I spotted a clearing where shafts of moonlight pooled on the ground, illuminating a patch of wildflowers that danced softly in the evening breeze. Their vibrant colors stood in sharp contrast to the muted shadows around them, embodying the beauty that often emerges when courage meets vulnerability. Approaching the flowers, I knelt down, captivated by their delicate existence. They thrived in an environment punctuated by imperfections, and I wondered if recognition of my own flaws could cultivate a similar bloom within. Just as I contemplated this idea, I felt the faintest shift in the air, a momentary chill that danced along my skin. There, standing just at the edge of the clearing, was a figure draped in a cloak of twilight. It was neither wholly human nor entirely otherworldly. The entity exuded an ethereal grace, with a face shrouded in shadow. An instinctual jolt shot through me, yet alongside my trepidation was tinged a deep sense of curiosity. As the figure stepped closer, the moonlight stretched to meet it, illuminating a pair of striking eyes that gleamed like distant stars. "I am the keeper of thresholds," the figure spoke, its voice smooth and carrying the weight of ages. "You seek the doors of prosperity, yet they are not merely passages to be unlocked, they are woven with the tales of your soul. My heart quickened. How could a simple exploration lead to such profound encounters? What do you mean? I asked, my voice barely a whisper against the encroaching night. The keeper gestured toward the wildflowers, their petals unfurling like the pages of a long-hidden book. In every door you wish to open, there lies a story waiting to be uncovered. Each shadow contains a lesson, a truth, or an emotion that seeks expression. To step through those doors, you must first embrace these stories as part of your journey. As the keeper spoke, a gentle warmth spread through my chest. It made sense. I could not fully grasp my path toward abundance without reconciling the narratives that had shaped me. The nights of fear, the moments of joy, even the deeply painful instances, they were all threads woven into the fabric of my essence. Are you ready to visit the first door? The keeper inquired, tilting their head slightly in invitation. I hesitated for a moment, weighing the depths of my readiness. Yet, the gentle urging from the wildflowers, swaying softly with the moonlight, filled me with a certainty that I longed to explore the essence of what lay beyond that threshold. With a nod, I signaled my willingness. The figure extended a hand, an invitation charged with both trepidation and promise. I stepped forward, heart pounding with an intoxicating blend of fear and excitement. As my palm connected with the keeper's, a portal unfurled before us, a vibrant swirl of colors that mirrored the wildflowers, inviting me into a realm where shadows and light intertwined in an exquisite dance. I breathed deeply, feeling the rush of possibilities swirling around me as I stepped across the threshold. The air tasted different, sharp with clarity and electric with potential. What stories awaited me in this new realm? What hidden parts of myself would reveal their truths if only I had the courage to listen and learn? And as I ventured into the unknown, a question lingered in the space around me. Could the essence of prosperity, true abundance, lie in the wisdom of the stories we are yet to uncover? The moment I crossed the threshold, the world around me shifted dramatically, revealing a breathtaking vista that seemed to pulse with life. The air was alive with the hum of energy, emanating from every leaf, every blade of grass, and the very ground beneath my feet. Colors flourished in a landscape that transcended mere hues, they sang and whispered, each shade telling its own tale. I felt an overwhelming sense of possibility wash over me, beckoning me to explore the unseen paths that stretched out before me. The keepers stood beside me, their presence grounding yet ethereal. "Welcome to the realm of stories, where the past dances in the present," they said, their voice resonating like the distant echo of a bell. "Here, you will encounter fragments of your own history, threads that you need to weave together to truly unlock the doors of prosperity." That I scanned the horizon, taking in a shimmering waterfall cascading down iridescent rocks, the water bright with the hues of twilight. Pools of light collected at its base, inviting and serene. "What do I do?" I asked, a mix of curiosity and apprehension coloring my voice. The keeper gestured toward the waterfall. "Follow the flow of your own narrative. Each drop holds a piece of your essence. As you connect with what you find, it will illuminate your understanding of abundance." With a deep breath, I approached the waterfall, feeling an inexplicable urge to immerse myself in its radiant energy. I stepped to the edge of the shimmering pool, the air heavy with an intoxicating mix of anticipation and nostalgia. As I dipped a finger into the cool water, ripples radiated outward, and each ripple seemed to unlock a memory hidden deep within. Images flooded my mind, the joyous laughter of childhood friends, the stillness of moments spent in quiet contemplation, and the bittersweet sting of loss. Each memory felt like a drop of water slipping through my fingers, yet they left behind an imprint on my heart. With each recollection came an emotion, raw and unfiltered. In embracing these fragments, I felt the weight of my past illuminating the path ahead. "Can you see the connections?" the keeper asked, their voice a gentle nudge. "What do you hear in the echoes of your past?" "I hear resilience," I breathed, feeling the truth echo within me. "The joy and the pain, they exist together, each informing the other. My struggles have shaped my strength." The keeper nodded, their eyes glimmering with approval. "And through acknowledgement lies the key to prosperity. It is not about disavowing your pain but embracing it. Prosperity grows not from denial, but from integration. The land of abundance is nourished by the storms we have weathered." That I felt a vibrant thread woven through my heart, as if a door within me had cracked open wider. But still, there was a deeper question nagging at the edges of my mind. Would acknowledgement alone suffice to transform the shadows into light? Could I genuinely mold my experiences into the currency of abundance? With each drop of water I touched, I explored further into my history, feeling a pull toward an unseen current carrying me through a myriad of reflections. Each ripple transported me to a pivotal moment, revealing lessons long buried under layers of time. I clung to these revelations, wondering which of them held the most power to propel me forward. The waterfall roared, guiding me deeper into its embrace. In my heart, I whispered a prayer, hoping to grasp the essence of the next threshold invisible before me. What awaited me as I continued to unwrap the layers of my story? Would I find clarity in my reflections, or would new complexities emerge, waiting for my acknowledgement and healing? As I stood on the cusp of a new understanding, the water surged around me, forming a dance of light and shadow that suggested a pathway to the next story. The keeper's gaze urged me onward, wrapped in an air of knowing that spoke of transformations yet to come. What was the next door waiting to be unveiled? And could the echoes of my past truly illuminate the riches of my future? I felt the energy of the waterfall surge around me, each droplet a messenger from a time long past. With every touch of the water, I fell deeper into memories, yet a new sensation began to weave its way through my chest, a thread of yearning that transcended all I had previously encountered. It was a lifelink, a voice beckoning me towards something greater, a question left long unanswered in the shadows of my mind. The keeper observed, their ethereal presence flickering like a candle flame in the wind. "Every journey births questions," they said softly, their voice harmonizing with the symphony of cascading water. "As you traverse the tapestry of your past, allow curiosity to be your guide. Each revelation may offer not just understanding, but lead you to the essence of your soul's calling." His words were a gentle invitation to let go of any restraints tethering my exploration. I focused on the memories swirling within the waters, slowly recognizing that each layer of experience held significance beyond mere recollections. The joy of friendships, the depth of loss, the rush of achievement, they crafted the foundation of who I was, but did they define who I could become? Suddenly, the water surged brightly in various colors, manifesting swirling visions of potential futures, each vibrant possibility shimmering with excitement and promise. As I gazed into the depths of this elemental canvas, I felt a pull toward a vision where I shared my own stories with others, weaving connection and healing through the act of storytelling. "Do you see?" the keeper murmured, their voice brushing against my ear like the rustle of leaves. "Every memory interacts with the stories of others. Your path may not only enrich your own life but ripple through those around you." I shivered at the thought, experiencing not just the desire for personal abundance, but the call to contribute meaningfully to the collective. The realization struck me like a lightning bolt: perhaps prosperity wasn't solely an individual pursuit, it was also intertwined with the experiences of others, a shared journey that could uplift and enlighten us all. Was it possible to manifest abundance through vulnerability and connection? What must I do? I found myself asking, the question of purpose echoing within the depths of my soul. The keeper took a step closer, their presence radiating warmth. "Dive deeper into the waters. Seek not just your own stories, but also the stories around you, the stories of those you have met, those whose echoes linger long after they have departed. Their threads might intertwine with your own in unforeseen ways, revealing the full tapestry of your existence." I looked back at the swirling waterfall, unsure yet exhilarated. Each ripple beckoned me to plunge even further into this vibrant sea of memories, and so I stepped forward, allowing the water to envelop me entirely. As I submerged, I felt a profound connection to others I had encountered throughout my life. Names and faces flickered before my inner eye: a teacher whose encouragement helped me believe in my dreams, a kind stranger during a dark moment who offered unexpected solace, and friends who shared both laughter and tears. Through this immersion, new stories surged forth, narratives that resonated with their challenges, ambitions, and dreams. Each one painted a more intricate picture, revealing a community woven together by the same threads of resilience and hope. Among these stories was a shared struggle, mirrored dreams, and the profound realization that each voice bore a precious insight. What lay beyond my own journey was an expansive universe, ripe with the potential for connection and growth. Could my quest for personal abundance be part of a larger cosmic design? As I relished in this discovery, questions emerged like newly blossomed flowers: how could I honor these shared stories? What ripples could I set into motion by embracing the collective canvas of our experiences? As I broke the surface of the water, gasping for air, the reality of the keeper's insight settled within me. I was not only a traveler in search of prosperity, I was part of a larger narrative, an interwoven existence that yearned to lift the other threads alongside my own. Yet, I was left with a lingering mystery: how would I channel these revelations into a tangible form of abundance for myself and for those around me? The waterfall gleamed with newfound brilliance, whispering hints of what was yet to come. Here in the realm of possibilities, I felt the weight of my inquiry, a question as vast as the sky itself. What sacred door awaited my discovery next, and would I be brave enough to step through it in pursuit of both my own joy and the joy of others? As my spirit soared from the depths of revelation, I stood at the edge of the waterfall, the cool mist wrapping around me like a comforting embrace. The echoes of the keeper's words lingered in the air, weaving through my thoughts. Every tale intertwining like roots of a great tree, strong, yet delicate, sheltering life above and below. What new wisdom awaited me, hidden behind the next encounter, the next key to fully unlocking the mystery of connection and abundance? I surveyed the surrounding landscape, the vibrant colors of nature offsetting the deep blues of the water. Beyond the waterfall, a narrow path threaded its way through a dense grove of trees. Intrigued, I took the first step, the ground firm beneath my feet, each sound mirrored by the symphony of rustling leaves. The further I traveled, the more the air shifted, carrying the essence of stories long told, whispers of the past meeting the present. As I delved deeper into the thicket, I stumbled upon a clearing bathed in warm sunlight. At its center stood an ancient tree, its gnarled trunk twisted and thick, branching outward in a glorious display of life. Surrounding it were small stones, each etched with words that seemed to dance in the gentle breeze. Curiosity overwhelmed me, and I approached the tree, my fingertips brushing the rough bark, feeling the pulse of wisdom. Suddenly, the branches shifted as if alive with intent, and I felt a surge of energy draw me closer. In the rustle of leaves and the song of the wind, a voice emerged, deep and resonant, a guardian of stories long forgotten. Each stone tells a tale, it proclaimed, the stories of those who journeyed before you, tales of struggles, victories, love, and loss. It is in listening to them that you map your path to true abundance. With a sense of purpose, I knelt by the stones, examining their inscriptions. Names, dates, and phrases told of lives intricately interwoven with emotions and events. Each stone radiated a gentle warmth, a beckoning touch inviting me to draw near and connect. I moved my hand to one marked simply with the word loss, and a vision unfolded before me, a woman weeping over a fading photograph, holding on to memories of a life once vibrant. A wave of her sorrow washed over me, mingling with anger and hope, revealing not just her pain but the strength she drew from it to guide others toward healing. Next, I found a stone inscribed with joy. Memories surged forth, revealing laughter shared under starlit skies, friendships forged through trials, and an indomitable spirit that soared despite the odds. This energy filled me, an echoing reminder that the essence of abundance was not merely in the goods we could grasp but rather in the bonds we nurtured, the joy we harvested, and the love we shared. That I looked up, heart racing with questions. How do I honor these stories? How do I ensure that my journey reflects the collective experience and rises alongside theirs? The tree seemed to respond, its branches swaying and revealing a series of hidden doors painted in a spectrum of colors, glinting like jewels. Each door, unique yet familiar, beckoned me closer, a secret waiting to be unveiled further still. Just as these stones are vessels of truth, so too are these doors gateways to new realms, the guardian's voice echoed in my mind. Each door holds the potential to reveal connections between your story and those who came before. Choose wisely, for each venture shapes your understanding of abundance. What lay behind each door? More questions swirled within me, tantalizing yet daunting. My heart thumped with the urgency of exploration. Would stepping through these portals lead me to the shared experiences that fueled both my growth and that of others? How could these journeys intertwine to create a greater narrative of prosperity and compassion? And there it was, the realization that while I yearned to unlock the door of my own abundance, I must first embrace the intertwined stories awaiting me, to listen to each voice that whispered its wisdom. I touched the colorful doors, feeling a surge of energy course through me once more, stirring an insatiable curiosity as I prepared to step forward. As I inhaled deeply, preparing my spirit for the next leap, an unanswered question echoed through the corridors of my heart. How could I weave my story into the larger tapestry, honoring the past while illuminating the future? With each breath, my commitment deepened. I would seek the answers through every doorway, holding the light of connection as my compass in this sacred journey. As I stood before the vibrant doors, heart racing with anticipation, I felt a culmination of all the threads of my journey weaving together in an intricate tapestry of hope. Each door shimmered with potential, and as my fingers brushed against the surface of the one marked courage, a surge of energy reverberated through me. It felt as though the universe conspired in this moment to ignite the flame of transformation within my heart. Step forward, whispered the guardian, the voice echoing in the sacred stillness that enveloped us. I took a breath, centering myself, and gently pushed the door open. The air shimmered with the essence of everything I had experienced, alive with a vibrancy that connected each aspect of my journey. Every doubt, every triumph, every moment of vulnerability. Inside the room beyond was a vast expanse, a clearing painted with the colors of sunrise. It felt as if I had stepped into my own Awakaninga world, where I was invited to explore the very heart of my soul's purpose. Serenity wrapped around me like a soft blanket, and I felt the gentle pulse of life humming in the air. In this sacred space, I understood that courage was not merely about facing fears but also about embracing the depth of my own story, acknowledging the struggles that had carved my identity. It was about taking that step into the unknown, ready to listen to the echoes of my past while weaving them seamlessly into the fabric of my present. As I wandered through the dawnlit realm, memories cascaded like sunlight through the trees. I began to see flashes of the moments that had shaped me. First time I spoke my truth, the love I shared, the bittersweet losses that taught me resilience. I felt the presence of those who had walked with me, their stories intertwining within my own, each impact illuminating a key facet of my existence. Then, the earth beneath me shifted, and I saw a path lined with the stones I had examined earlier, each one glowing softly as if inviting me to appreciate their stories further. With a renewed sense of purpose, I knelt once more to touch each stone, sensing the vibrations of their histories resonate deep within my heart. Honor their wisdom, the guardian urged softly. For your journey is not isolated, it flourishes in connection and understanding. That I found a stone etched with healing and felt an immediate wave of warmth. I closed my eyes and let the memory wash over me, the pain of broken trust, the profound lessons learned through forgiveness, the grace that emerged from allowing myself to be vulnerable. It was a moment I understood profoundly. The full circle of healing is integrated with both forgiveness and hope, a bridge connecting the past to the present, lighting a path forward. As I transitioned to each stone, I found flickers of insight waiting to be awakened. I realized I held the power not only to share my story but also to carry those memories forward, to weave them into a mosaic of understanding that could foster empathy and connection with others. As I opened the door of compassion, a realization dawned upon me. True prosperity stems from our collective experiences, thriving in the embrace of shared stories. In this moment of clarity, my heart expanded with an unexpected warmth, the blossoming understanding of abundance that transcended material richness. It was born from genuine connection, from creating a dialogue of healing, encouragement, and empowerment. I would channel my journey into a wellspring of light for others, contributing to a collective harmony that would foster growth for all. With this newfound wisdom, I returned to the field filled with the colorful doors, aware that each one represented not only a facet of my journey but also an opportunity to uplift others. As the keeper of my own narrative, I felt the sacred responsibility to share these revelations, inviting others to step through their own doors and pursue their paths to abundance in all its forms. Will you unlock the doors of those around you? The guardian asked, their eyes inviting clarity. There was a gentle push as if they could sense my readiness to answer. Yes, I whispered, feeling a wave of exhilaration wash over me. My journey had always been about more than just might. Was about the connections we forge, the hearts we touch, and the stories we uplift together. I would be a catalyst for this unfolding, a guide through the shadows toward the brilliance of shared renewal. With newfound courage, I stepped back into the vibrant outer world, holding the wisdom of my experiences close to my heart. And as I did, I felt different, lighter, yet filled with the purpose of infinite potential. Each conversation, every story shared, would ripple outward, lighting the way for those who had once wandered in darkness. As I made my way back to the threshold where my journey first began, I paused, knowing this was not the end but a beautiful beginning. I had unlocked the hidden doors to my own prosperity and awakened to the infinite possibilities that lay before me. With a heart full of love, I finally understood the path to true abundance is never solitary. It thrives in the collective embrace of courage, compassion, and connection. Together, we step into the light.